Holly. I just wanted to talk to you quickly about a book I just finished reading yesterday. It's called It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. And some warnings about the whole book. So I thought it was going to be like a little love triangle, you know, like the first love coming out while she's like in love with another man type thing. But then it ended up being a little bit of like, it has some domestic violence and stuff like that. So just make sure you know about that if you want to start reading it. And a little bit of spice, definitely. Well, actually not a little bit. There's quite a bit of spice in there. So those are the two warnings I would give it to you. Overall, I really liked the book. I thought it was interesting. I definitely couldn't put it down. I like started reading it and I was like, oh my god, I have to finish it, I have to finish it. So I literally finished it within like the same day, honestly. I mean, I had to split it into two because I started pretty late, but like within the 24 hours essentially. So a little bit of synopsis. Basically, the main girl, Lily, like bumps into this guy whose name is Riley Kincaid. He's a neurosurgeon, and they kind of like hit it off and like have a lot of chemistry right off the bat. But then they like, you know, I don't know, it doesn't work out basically because like the guy gets called into the hospital and it just like that's it. Like they're probably never gonna see each other again. And because of that vulnerability, they met on the rooftop the first time and they talked about like some crazy stuff, like, you know, the girl just burying her dad and like how she hated her dad because the dad was super abusive to her mom and stuff like that. And then Ryle, the doctor, is like, yeah, a kid just died in my arms because like the parents left a gun loaded and the little brother killed the brother, you know, and stuff like that. So anyway, it was like very like emotional and they like hit it off and like talk about like their like deepest, darkest like secrets and like the truth, and they call it like naked truth, you know, where they just like spit it out and tell you what they're thinking or whatever. Anyway, so that happens, but then a couple months later the girl decides to open her little like business, and when she does that, this girl walks in. She's like, hey, looking for an employee, blah blah blah. Long story short, the neurosurgeon ends up being her little brother, and so they meet again and immediately still have that like burning desire, like passion, you know. But the problem is the girl wants a relationship, whereas the guy, he's like very ambitious and he just straight off says like, I never want to have kids, I don't have time for girlfriends, like I only have like a one night stands type of thing. So it like just they kind of like keep on having a lot of like sexual tension, but they never do anything on it until one day they do decide it, but then it ends up not working out. But the guy is finally like, okay, I kind of want to like date you, and they start kind of going out, but then her first love comes out and it's like this whole thing. Anyway, but then her first love thinks that they're dating, so he just makes up and says that he's dating somebody else and like blah blah blah. Eventually the girl gets married with the guy, the neurosurgeon guy, and then the neurosurgeon guy ends up being a little bit of an abusive douchebag. We all had such hopes for him because honestly, when I was reading it, I was like literally falling in love with him. And you know, my husband, he actually wanted to be a neurosurgeon before he decided to be a geologist. So I was like, oh, you know, this could be us, basically. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, he starts being a little bit more abusive, and it happens a couple of times. And then the girl kind of keeps on giving him excuses because it's like, okay, he had like an important surgery the next day type of thing, you know. And it was a little insane because I was doing the same, and the girl and I, we were like one of those people that were like, well, you shouldn't do that, like if anything happens you have to immediately tell them no and move on and, you know, like divorce them or split up with them or break up, whatever, you know. But then every time it happened, we kept on like giving an excuse. And anyway, okay, so that was a lot more than you should have heard as like a synopsis. So I hope you stopped somewhere before I just said that. For those girlies who read the book, guys, I'm so sad. I want to cry because, okay, like seriously, as Lily did, so was I. I was giving a lot of excuses to Ryle and how, like, cause to me it seemed like it was fate that they met like that, and then like it ended up being, you know, like the little brother, and they met again, and it was just like so perfect, and I had such high hopes. And I'm not even gonna lie, like the very first time when like he burnt his hands, I was like, okay, Lily, like calm down, it's okay, like he was just like taken back, he's probably never had that happen to him before, blah blah blah, and just stuff like that. And it kept on happening, and then I don't know, even when they like got divorced and stuff, I was like kind of sad. But I mean, I'm glad it happened, and since yesterday I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'm like, would I have divorced him? I guess yes. And then knowing that the author kind of based it off of her mom's relationship and how she grew up with like her dad still in the picture, even though like he was abusive and stuff, like it makes sense and it would work. So I was like, okay, I can see that, yes, okay. So that was a little crazy to me, I thought. And I have my notes, let me look. Oh, one of the things I didn't like about how the book was written was like it was so repetitive. Like they kept on saying like how rich the sister's family is. Like I was like, okay, I get it, like you're rich, okay, you told me, like oh my god. So that was a little annoying. Also, like him being a neurosurgeon was said so many times too. Like yeah, I get it, but I was also like, okay, let's move on. So that was a little repetitive. Also, I could expect some things to happen. Like I 100% expected Ryle to do something a little abusive. So I wasn't surprised at all. But the very first time I was like, okay, that's not like a big deal, which is not good. And then I also thought, okay, like I also can't really, like I was excusing Ryle the whole time, right? And I was like, okay, like I can get it that he didn't, because like he said from the very first night, you know, that he doesn't want a girlfriend, he doesn't want kids and all that stuff. And now all of it was like coming down to him. But again, that's not an excuse for being abusive, so I don't know. I thought the daughter's name, like the middle name, Dory, was kind of funny. I would never name my kid Dory, I don't know. And then the mom's reaction to like her spilling the tea was kind of unexpected. I honestly thought, especially since she like loved Ryle and stuff, right? I thought she'd be like, okay, like you have a child, like think about the future, like you wanna blah blah blah. But then the mom ended up actually giving like an awesome advice where she was like, the next time your boundary keeps on getting pushed out and out and out, and your tolerance kind of gets bigger and bigger. Like the first time he hits, like, you know, beats you, and then the next time he slaps you, you'll be like, okay, at least this time he didn't beat me. And I was like, oh wow, like I get that. That was huge. So I don't know. Anyway, I just oh man, okay, so and then I saw like a fan edit of the movie like trailer, you know, for the book. Theo James as Ryle, I was like, hot. Oh my god, he is like what I was imagining, honestly. So for the movie, because I assume you guys know, it was announced that it was going to become a movie now. I hope Theo James actually gets the role of Ryle Kincaid, because I think he'd be perfect. Or maybe like, what's his name? I don't know his real name. The 50 Shades of Grey, Christian Grey actor. I feel like his name is like at the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. Or him, like I think he's proof that he can like play an arrogant douchebag, you know. So, yeah, I don't know, but I keep on thinking about the book. I am glad I read it for sure, because like it definitely did change my mind a little bit about it, because like every time it did happen, I was kind of like, okay. The second time the staircase incident was kind of shocking to me, because I was like, the kid that killed his brother. And it was so sad and heartbreaking, especially the fact that like he was like trying to put back his brain together or whatever, you know. I was like, oh my god, it's insane. And now he's a neurosurgeon. But I just don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how people become abusive, and I don't know, like, it's just really sad. I'm like kind of still sad about it. I told Alex the whole book, and I was like, ugh. And he's like, ugh. But I don't know. It's just so sad. I really hope people know that there's like resources and people that love you that will, like, you know, help you, and you can always do it. Like, you don't need them. You were fine before them, and you'll be fine after, and your heart will like move on, you know. So I don't know. What did you think about the book if you've read it? That was a little bit of rambling, but yes. Thanks for watching my video. I would definitely recommend reading it. I actually, the second I finished it, I pre-ordered It Begins With Us, which is gonna be from Atlas's perspective. So I'm just really excited. It's coming out in October, end of October. So yep, let me know. Bye. Thank you for watching.